Hello and welcome to another episode of the Red Delta Project podcast, where we teach you how to maximize your results with minimalist approaches to fitness like grind-style calisthenics and diet-free, satisfying, healthy eating strategies. Matt Schifferle here, founder of the Red Delta Project and author of the books Fitness Independence and Smart Bodyweight Training, plus an update on the new grind-style calisthenics book I just sent out to get the first and hopefully final proof. And all things willing, fingers crossed, it should be coming out midweek next week. So if you're listening to this after the 1st of August, it's probably available now. You can check it out on Amazon. Just look for Red Delta Project or my name, Matt Schifferle. So today's topic in the podcast, we're answering one of the most important questions you will ever be asked in your training career. In fact, it's so important that your ability to answer this will basically make or break your potential to achieve progress towards your goals. That question is, what is your progression strategy? It's a very important question because your ability to get results doesn't depend on hard work. It doesn't depend on some fancy formula or set and rep scheme. It depends on progression. How are you advancing your training towards a goal from one workout to the next? And a lot of folks don't fully understand this. Lord knows I didn't understand it for years. And they fall into either the hard work camp where they're trying to just work their tail off and get results through sheer effort, or they fall into the camp of saying, I'm just going to find that perfect formula that's going to magically make everything fall into place. And while both of these ideas are based on some merit, that merit is actually initial progression. Because in the hard work camp, if you're doing nothing or very little, and then you start doubling how much effort you put into it, you're going to be getting better results naturally. But unfortunately, hard work is impossible to scale. You just can't keep spending more time and energy at the gym and doing more and more work. You have to, at some point, start working smarter rather than just harder. Same thing with going with a formula. Sometimes people will find a program or they'll get some advice on how to structure their workout from a friend, and they start initially seeing results and they think this is the perfect formula, 3 sets of 10 or circuit training or whatever. But they're missing the idea that they're actually getting better results, not because of the formula, but because something about that formula was progressive from where they were beforehand. So then they get stuck with that formula and they just endlessly run around in circles. And they're going to plateau pretty quickly, because if your training doesn't progress, your body won't progress. When you ask yourself, what is your progression strategy? You bust out of both of those camps, because you know hard work alone isn't the answer. You also know that you're never going to find the perfect workout formula that's going to keep you endlessly progressing. Instead, your mind is on a different perspective of saying, all right, what did I do and how do I do it just a tiny little bit better next time to keep me moving towards my goal? That mentality will make all the difference in the world and give you at least a fighting chance of progressing forward rather than getting stuck in endless plateaus for years to come. So let's dive into what makes a good progression strategy effective. Well, first and foremost is a good progression strategy helps you move towards a particular goal. You want to make sure that you're selecting exercises and programming that's not going to waste a lot of your time. And the way that we do this is to remember that the purpose behind all exercise is the physical manifestation and manipulation of muscle tension. No matter what goal you have, no matter what training methods you're using, everything boils down to how well can your brain use your muscles. And we use this tension through 3 different applications. And I cover these applications more in my book, Smart Bodyweight Training, if you're interested in learning more. But here's the gist of it, is you're either trying to burn calories for the sake of weight loss, you're trying to build muscle, or you're trying to improve your ability to do something. Either walk without knee pain, throw a shot put further, throw a better side kick, whatever it is. It's either do, build, or burn. So when we're trying to progress and we have a progression strategy, basically what we're doing is we're asking ourselves, all right, how do I use muscle tension to burn more calories, stimulate muscle growth through more time under tension or the work capacity of the muscle, or improve the technical ability to do the very thing I'm trying to do. That should be like our compass needle, our target that we're trying to work towards with every single workout. And if we don't have that, that's like a basketball player just aimlessly throwing a basketball in the air and hoping it magically goes into a hoop. There's no known focus on a target, so you're again hoping to get lucky and just end up with random chance of success. But especially in fitness, that doesn't work very well because there's nothing you can do that's going to burn a lot of fat or build muscle or get you to be a lot better as an athlete through something you do just once or twice. Instead, it's always small, deliberate steps over long periods of time that add up to big results. And that's why the progressive strategy is so important, because you've always got to be thinking from one workout to the next, what did I do and how do I improve it towards either increasing my caloric expenditure, time under tension, or the specific functional capacities that I'm trying to go after. So that's the first step, is we've got to be going after one of those three objectives. The second characteristic that makes your progression strategy effective is it's multi-influential. One of the biggest mistakes that people make when they're trying to burn fat, build muscle, or improve performance is they figure out one thing that they're trying to improve, and then they stick to that like glue and they ignore all of the other influences. But always remember that, like any other natural principle, your ability to have an effective workout is multi-influential, meaning there are a lot of pieces to that puzzle. But when we get a tunnel vision onto one thing and to say, all right, if I'm trying to improve body composition, I'm trying to burn fat, then all I need to do is do longer cardio. Or I'm trying to add reps to my push-up routine if I'm trying to build muscle, or add weight to the bar. Or I'm trying to do more side kicks in Taekwondo. These aren't unimportant, but they're just one piece of the puzzle. And that sets you up for a influential reliance that I always talk about, because when you focus on one thing, you, one, quickly plateau. Two, you, in an effort to maximize it, you keep basically stressing yourself to the nines to maximize one influence. So it's like you're stretching yourself out too thin because you just can't do more cardio endlessly, or add reps or weight endlessly, or just keep practicing more and more. And even worse, sometimes when you focus on that one variable, that quantifiable variable, what ends up happening is you compromise the other influences to bring that one up. So more cardio for the sake of weight loss, great. But you're not paying attention to your diet. So what ends up happening is you compensate by eating more, and you're doing longer runs, so you're going at a lower intensity, so you're not burning as many calories that way. Or when it comes to building muscle, you say, I want to add more weight to the bar because that's the only thing that matters, is lifting more weight. Great, but what is your technique doing, and what is your rest periods like? Every gym in the world has a guy, like I used to be, who's doing, squats with a huge amount of weight on their back, but they're only squatting down like 3 inches because their mind is stuck. The only thing that matters in building muscle is lifting more weight. And then, of course, with performance training, it's like all I got to do is 1,000 side kicks a day. And in Taekwondo in particular, we've had lots of people who do this, where they're like, I'm going to practice every day and I'm going to do 1,000 side kicks. And actually what ends up happening is their side kicks go downhill. They're bad because in an effort to get through so many side kicks every single day, they're just kind of going through the motions and they're not putting much concentration into it. So we have to have an approach that's multi-influential. So when it comes to losing weight, we're like, I want to have time of how long I'm doing things, plus intensity, plus technique, plus diet, plus fat, plus protein, plus all these other variables that I can manipulate. And it doesn't mean you have to change everything at once, but know there's a lot of other things that you can do in an effort to lose weight. Same thing with building muscle. Okay, you're trying to put more weight on the bar, you're trying to do more pull-ups, great, good, but don't forget about technique. When you can't do more pull-ups anymore, instead what you do is say, improve the technique, improve the rest periods, improve your tension control. Maybe it's not even something in your workout. Maybe you can improve your sleep, your diet, your stress management, and your ability to recover faster. And then when it comes to your skill and technique, there's a ton of stuff you can do there. In my black belt testing, my instructor said, Matt, I need you to tell me everything you know about how to do a side kick. And after 10 minutes of me rambling on and talking his ear off, he's like, all right, that's enough. There's a ton of things with any sort of form of physical performance. So if you're focusing on just doing it, there's a lot you're missing out on. And lastly, the simplest and easiest tool to use to ensure you have a progressive process is the Humble workout log. Because basically when you keep a log, that's like a progression GPS. It shows you where you've been and it gives you an idea of where you need to go in order to keep moving forward towards your progress. So say, for example, you're trying to improve your side kick or your golf swing. Some little thing that you notice during the workout, like keep your heel down or then keep your eye on the ball or whatever, you write it down. So that way, when you go to your next workout, you don't have to guess. You don't have to just work hard and hope for the best. You look in your log and you're like, oh, that's right. I'm trying to keep my heel down. Now you have something to work on during that workout, and that'll bring out more information like, okay, kept my heel down, but I didn't have my eye on the ball or whatever it was. Then you keep moving forward that way. Same thing with building muscle. What are you trying to do in this workout? You want to have very clear, concise instructions, not just do whatever and hope for the best. And that's where grind style really comes into its own. It's not really about calisthenics. It's not even really about a program. It's a progression strategy with things like backfilling strategy and the structure of stability and tension control and hypertrophy at the end. It is a progression strategy so that every time you're working out, you know exactly what to be working on in order to keep moving forward. And the same thing with losing weight. It goes beyond just exercise. Like, what is the thing that you can do in your next meal? Next time you go grocery shopping, like, oh man, I ate that bag of Oreos. I thought I could keep it out of reach and have self-control, but nope. So you write down, do not buy Oreos next time you go grocery shopping or something. These little things that you write down can literally be the difference between getting 1% better in your next attempt and not getting 1%. And that adds up really fast over the next several weeks, several months, and it can make all the difference in the world. So if you want to learn more, you can check out the Red Delta Project YouTube channel, or if you're watching this on the YouTube channel, check out these videos here. And as always, I want to hear from you down in the comment section here on YouTube. What is your best strategy for making progress, especially if you hit a plateau? What do you do to keep moving forward? We would love to hear from you. Otherwise, I will talk to you guys next week. Till then, be fit, live free.